What's going on, guys? Matt here. So today we are looking at the Cold Steel Warcraft Tanto. Now, I did a review on the old Cold Steel Warcraft Tanto. We'll talk a little bit about that model, how it's changed, what's kind of updated in this new model, the differences between the two. But I did review, I believe it was the 5.5 inch blade version, which is what I have on the table, as the new version with the Sandmai steel and the updated handle and blah, blah, blah. So we're going to be looking at this blade. This is a really interesting knife. I brought it out, I think, in a last review or review before last. I had a lot of good stuff to say about it, and we'll talk about that. We're also going to talk about another YouTuber, someone who I think is so awesome and hilarious and cool. We're going to be talking about Joe X a little bit later on. Just kind of my thoughts on his destruction video of this. I don't want this to get misconstrued or anything like this. I think he's awesome. I think his videos are incredible, and the dude puts so much effort and so much money into what he does. So Joe X is great. Go subscribe to him. He's fantastic. But we're going to be talking about that. But of course, we'll talk about specs, what I like, what I don't mind, what I dislike, and something unique. But first, let's do some size comparisons. So let's compare it to another one in the Cold Steel lineup, classic SRK. Yeah, these are both in Sandmai. Look at that. Beautiful lamination line. I know Sandmai, it's like an old school fixed blade super steel. You could kind of call it, right? That lamination is an old technique. It's really cool. Of course, now you have like 3V, 4V, Crewware, MagnaCut, really incredible steels, but Sandmai holds up. I still think it's awesome. So, a little bit of a smaller blade, but not totally different as far as what you would use it for and kind of overall size. All right, let's compare it to, just got this one in the mail. Buck 110, Smoky Mountain Knife Works exclusive. Look at this steel. Huh, where is it? There you go. S30, baby. Boss heat treat on that. It has kind of a lighter diamond wood. I believe that's diamond wood. The other one is, my 420 version is diamond wood. It's kind of lighter on one side than the other. I love that. I love when there's like inconsistencies in that. It's just, this blade makes me so happy. Is it super practical? No. Who cares? It came with this awesome, tanned leather sheath. It smells incredible. Anyway, let's compare it to that. You guys know what size that buck is, just so you can get an idea. And let's do one more, another in the Cold Steel lineup. Let's do one of my favorites. I hadn't had one for a while because I just sold it in one of those frenzies where I was trying to get something else. And I just got one back, and I'm never getting rid of this thing. I love this, the Code 4, and I got the clip point version, and it's definitely the best version of these. Okay, so let's talk specs real quick. So we're looking at a 5.5-inch blade on this, 10 1/8" overall, 5 millimeters thick, common for a Cold Steel fixed blade, right? Sandmai steel. I can't remember. I wanted to say this might be VG1, not VG10, like the Sandmai SRK, and I actually have the box. I'm going to run over here real quick and grab it and see if it says anything on it. No? Okay. All right. Well, it's either VG10 or VG1. There is a difference. Is it noticeable? Maybe to some. I don't know. I haven't noticed a difference in it, honestly. Anyway, G10 handle. It comes with a Secure X sheath, obviously, and it weighs 9.7 ounces. To pick these up, man, it varies. Midway had a great deal on them. They've gone for like $100 or $250. It just depends on what you're getting. So let's talk about what I like. So I like the looks of this. Now we're just as an aside real quick, guys, we're going to see some similarities in the reviews I did on the Warcraft. A lot of this stuff is going to be echoed, but it's a different blade. There's a few things that are quite different about it. So anyway, I do like the looks like I did on the original. I think there's actually something quite striking about this in a satin blade in Sandmai. The original, the small, was made in Italy, had a stone wash, and then the large and the XL were both DLC coated. Really like the looks of those, but I just think there's something really, really nice, kind of pretty actually, about, look at those glares, about this in Sandmai. It just looks like a deadly knife that's also very good looking. So really like the looks. The steel, I mentioned I like Sandmai. Do I like it as much as 3V? No, I don't. I really don't. It scratches way too easily because that's like 420J, very soft steel. Would I prefer it in 3V still? Yeah, I would. I really would. I wish they wouldn't have changed it. I wish they would have made some design tweaks that they did and not changed the steel. But Sandmai is still a good steel, and if you can get this for a good price, I still do think it's well worth it. I do like the handle on this, and I like it more than the original. That's right. You know why? They got rid of the finger grooves. Now they have these finger divots, and I'll talk about these and what I don't like, because I don't like them. But you know, I like that they got rid of the finger grooves. I would have preferred just kind of a flat handle, similar to what Essie does. Just kind of a flat handle, maybe rounded on the edges. But this is way better than the one with the finger grooves. They don't bite into your fingers when you're using it. So prefer the handle on this one. I also really like this pommel. And I really like this jimping. It's very simple. It's quite sharp, but it's not so sharp that it's unpleasant. Really, really locks your hand in there. So good job on that kind of simple jimping. Fit and finish is also excellent on this. There's no sharp edges. On the the large and the XL Warcraft, both are in 3V, but both were DLC. The fit and finish on the one I had, the large Warcraft I had in DLC, was not great. The handle was proud, or the tang was proud from the handle. It just didn't feel like there was a lot of fit and finish that went into it. The guard was off kilter. It was kind of subpar fit and finish. The Italian-made one was excellent, so I can't really say anything bad about that. But the fit and finish on this is really good. Way better than the DLC-coated fit and finish. Not as tough, I get it. All right, and last thing I like, you guys are going to think I'm crazy. The SecureX sheath actually works pretty well on this. I don't know if Cold Steel watched my video and other videos talking about how annoying the most recent SecureX sheaths have been, because the fit of those SecureX sheaths was just so off. You never knew what you were going to get in the package, whether your knife was going to be too loose, way too tight, not really fit at all. But lately, in the past 6 months or so, every Cold Steel knife I have gotten clicks in nicely. There's no movement. It fits how it should. Yes, it's still FRN, or glass reinforced nylon. I prefer it to be Kydex, of course, but it's a solid sheath. It's a durable sheath, and this clicks in very nicely, no movement. So I got to give it to them. You know, something happened and they started paying more attention to their SecureX sheath. So it's a positive now. I know I've gone back and forth on that a lot. I get it. Okay. One thing I don't mind, and I'm going to talk about Joe X in this kind of section. So this is a skeletonized tang. No, I'm not going to take it apart. I don't feel like doing it. You can see it in his video, or look up a video of someone else doing it. So skeletonized tang, what you guys know, this isn't right here. That's not solid. As it comes through the handle, they're skeletonizing in here. Why do they do that? Well, they do that to lighten the weight. How much are you lightening it? Probably a decent amount, because there's a decent amount of skeletonizing. So you're saving a couple of ounces. I've had some videos where people have said, you know, this knife's crap. This knife or another knife, because Joe X did a destruction video and it didn't last as long as it should have. Okay, that's fair. If that's what you like, you want like ultimate durability, that's totally fine. Like, that's up to you. Like what you like, buy what you buy. I couldn't be bothered, right? But for me personally, you know, he takes those knives and pounds them until they break. That's like the whole point of his videos. And so I appreciate that, because then I know, oh, hey, this kind of can go up to this level, and this has this amount of durability. But for certain knives, I just don't need absolute durability. Like for me, with certain blades, it's not about absolute durability. It's about comfort. It's about feel. It's about looks. It's about, you know, a panoply of other things. The Kershaw Blur is not going to be as durable as the Cold Steel Formax. I love both of them for different reasons, right? So I had someone comment on my video when I brought this out saying, this thing is junk because it has a skeletonized tang. Look at Joe X's videos. I appreciate what he has done. I can't imagine how much he has spent on all those knives, because he destroys expensive blades. So I love him. I think he's awesome. What he does is fantastic. But for me personally, the skeletonization of this is not a huge deal. So it's something that I don't mind. I think maybe I'd prefer it to be full tang, but I've actually used this a decent amount. I did probably about 15 batons with this. It held up fine, and personally, I think in most normal, even heavy use, it's probably going to hold up fine. So long as you don't go thwack it against a cinder block 70 times, you'll probably be okay. So that's what kind of my thoughts on the Joe X videos. I love his videos, but Sometimes it's not always about durability, ultimate durability for me. If that's what it's about for you, then maybe this isn't the blade for you. So anyway, that's what I don't mind. Skeletonization, man, I could take it or leave it. Okay, so what do I not like? So I do like this new handle. I think it's far superior to the old handle. There are two things that I wish were different on it though. I don't like these finger divots. And I mentioned that before. They're actually quite comfortable and they index quite well, but I know I just prefer it to be a rounded handle. I think that most people would prefer that as well. I think that's one of the things actually Joe X mentioned was that when he was using it hard, kind of rubbed against him. Now he was using it in chopping motions, which I generally probably wouldn't do with a blade like this. And another thing that I don't like is I think the handle is a bit small. It's just enough for me, so it's actually quite comfortable for me, but I could see someone with even bigger hands. Now, I do have quite large hands, but there are people with bigger hands than mine, and they might have trouble getting their hand into this, especially if this is the same size handle as they use for the bigger ones. That is, that's not okay. They really, I think even just a few millimeters on this one and the others would be great. So those are the two things I don't like about it. So what's unique about the Cold Steel Warcraft Tanto? So I really think this is like a sleek, elegant fighting knife. Like when I pull this out, I don't look at it the same way I look at the SRK. What did I call the SRK? The Toyota Camry of knives or something. It's boring. It's boring looking, but it's super reliable and a great blade. This, I do not feel that way about this. This is like, this is like your WRX, right? Or your Porsche 911, or, maybe even a Mustang, though I feel like this isn't American enough. A Bowie might be a Mustang or a Camaro. But yeah, this has the looks, it has the style, and it's also an insanely durable knife. Yes, it's not as durable as the original, but I think it's still going to be very, very durable. So that's what's unique. You get a sleek, elegant fighting knife that's also just ready to take a beating. I absolutely recommend this Warcraft. I think it's an outstanding blade. I like the new handle. I like the looks. I do like Sanmai. I wish it had 3V still, but I think Sanmai is still an excellent steel and an excellent choice. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Let me know what you'd like to see reviewed here, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.